Well, Jalen Mills was on CBS Sports on an interview just about the Eagles season, how it went, talked about, actually kind of gave some insight on the locker room and what was going on that whole year, and that team was listening to a lot of outside noise in that locker room. The more news the more you lose, the more news you're going to hear, and some players obviously aren't just going to stay away from the outside noise, want to see what's going on. Kind of put the locker room down a little bit. The camaraderie kind of separated, and this is why just everything fell apart. Now, Jalen Mills wants to return to the Philadelphia Eagles, and obviously he was asking around the league about the new defensive coordinator and Jonathan Gannon. He likes to play a lot of two safety high, some different things that Jim Schwartz didn't do. He uses players in different ways. I'm done with Jalen Mills. I think we tried, we put him at safety. And honestly, guys, I think he had the highest totals in tackles, this year. Okay, Mills, 7th-round pick in 2016, obviously. So career high for last year, 74 tackles, 5 quarterback hits, 15 games for the Eagles last season. Okay, what really hurt this defense more than ever that had put bandages around this team was Malcolm Jenkins going to the Saints. Malcolm Jenkins not getting paid. Now, I understand that the Eagles weren't going to pay Malcolm Jenkins at 32 years old, getting $14.5 million a year. I know that wasn't going to happen, okay, just because. I just knew it wasn't going to happen. But Jalen Mills, okay, we moved him we had him at safety, went to corner. He switched back and forth a lot of times this past year because we ran out of cornerbacks. I mean, we were down to Michael Jaquette and the guy that worked at the Burger King down the street, okay? We were pretty much down to nothing, okay? I appreciate everything Jalen Mills has done, and Jalen Mills has great passion. I never questioned his passion for the game, his passion for this team, just how he loves the fans here. But unfortunately, he's just an underachieving cornerback that has had some little success, and that's pretty much about it. Did he play better at safety? I don't even know. Maybe he was used the wrong way. I don't know, but I didn't see much from Jalen Mills. Yeah, highest in tackles, great. Okay, how many of those tackles were across the first down marker? You know what I mean? I know I saw him blitz good a few times, hit the quarterback a few times. I saw him do some good things this year, but overall, we need something set. I don't want to look at Jalen Mills and have to worry in that back end. Okay, don't put him back to corner. That's the worst thing the Eagles could possibly do. That's only if he gets signed. I don't know if Jonathan Gannon's really going to be interested in getting Jalen Mills back. And number two, he's a free agent. So how much are you going to pay Jalen Mills? He only got paid, $1.5 million? It wasn't much. It was very nothing because he had no interest. And maybe he had some interest maybe from the Lions because the ex-corners coach, Corey Unlin, became defensive coordinator with the Lions. I think that was the only interest that he actually had in free agency last year. But I'm telling you right now, we have to let these guys go. Jalen Mills does not work out. I don't care how much passion, how much I don't care. The guy can't play. Okay. Safety, rotational guy, maybe. I mean, that's as far as a pure starting safety for this team. We need something more stable and something to not worry about as much. This is why when Malcolm Jenkins was here, Malcolm Jenkins was covering up so many spots to the point where he pretty much, when our pass rush was working out and Malcolm Jenkins was moving around the field, it put a huge Band-Aid on this secondary. But once you lose Malcolm, number two, you don't have a voice for this defense. Still looking for that. Roddy McLeod's a free agent. Kevon Wallace is, all talk, no play. Didn't play well, but hopefully into his second year he plays better. Okay, Rudy Ford is purely special teams. Grayland Arnold played horrible. He's a rookie, but, obviously he's going to be on this roster next year or at least being on practice squad or whatever they're doing with Grayland Arnold. So at this point, guys, I don't even know if I even want to even waste $1 on Jalen Mills. Wasting $1 on him is not gonna. It doesn't stabilize. When you say, "Oh, Jalen Mills," I can't even think. I'm thinking about a million things at once. If you see Jalen Mills go to safety, it's like Jalen Mills is being signed as a safety. Okay. Do you sit there and you're like, okay, I feel better? Or do you sit there and you're like, I'm kind of worried because I know he just can't play that position. I just can't. But the other flip of the coin is with Jim Schwartz not playing too safety high, I understand Our corners have never gotten safety help, ever. I don't even remember some games where our safety actually came over the top to help. Very rarely. Because these corners are not pressing these receivers. No in your face. We need that in your face type secondary. That's what we need. We don't need this 10, 15 yards off the receiver playing cautious game, picket fence defense on 3rd and long. I mean, that just shows that you just don't trust your defense. And that's why Jim Schwartz didn't trust these cornerbacks this year. Okay, we need to start getting right at this position. I think Jonathan Gannon was the perfect hiring. Did a fantastic job with that Colts defense. Okay, fantastic job. And number 2, he was a corners coach, and he developed corners so well. He even turned a few careers around with some of these corners that he's had on his team. You know what I mean? So there's a lot. Like Xavier Rhodes is one guy, got a big contract from the Vikings, played horrible the last couple years, and then he went to the Colts, was coached the right way, and man, he looked like that shutdown corner that everybody was raving about years ago when he got the contract. So there's a lot of different things. And like I'm telling you, and that was a 31-year-old corner as well. So, you know, at the end of the day, with Jalen Mills being corner, I don't even trust it at this point. I don't want to bring him back because it does not. When we sign Jalen Mills officially, it doesn't say, okay, that position's done. It says, well, we need more bodies because he's not going to get the job done at the end of the day. It don't matter at all. So that's pretty much my rant about it, and I don't know. That's pretty much it because I love Jalen Mills, love his passion, love everything, but we just have to move on, just like we're moving on from Alshon Jeffrey and Zach Ertz, Malik Jack, just like all these guys. Okay, we have to move on, and you know, it doesn't look. There's nothing wrong with bringing somebody back for a cheap deal. There's nothing wrong with stabilizing. You know, you do that every year. You go to the free agency, you stabilize a position of need that you're not going to get in the draft. You know you're not going to have a starter, and you just want to stabilize that for this year. And then obviously the next offseason, you work on that position. This way you don't have to sign another free agent. But we need to get we just. I'm not saying Jalen Mills is still young and can play for a long time, but cannot play here anymore. I'm sorry, but I just don't. And he thinks it's going to be because he needs to be in another system. Nah, don't give me that. Jalen Mills needs to be in another system. Look. There's probably a lot of players that will succeed a lot better in another system, but I don't know about bringing him back as a starting safety. I'm just not a fan of it. They need to just get some legitimate guys that are literally been playing safety their whole career. And I know that safety I think Jalen Mills was a safety at LSU, then went to corner and kind of moved, or he was a corner, then moved to safety at LSU when before he was drafted. So I understand he's got roots at both positions, obviously, but there's a lot going on there. So other than that, that's pretty much the news. Jalen Mills, do you agree with him coming back? Do you want to sign him to a very minimum contract? Do not pay this guy a lot of money. That's all I gotta say. But we'll see what happens. All right, guys. See you guys later. Shakes, what up? Follow us live. Peace out, guys. Peace.